Hey guys, Mr. 3D Hero here. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about whether we should be bringing back silencers into TitanFall 2, and also trying to understand why they introduced it for secondary weapons, but not for primaries. So sit back, relax, and I do hope you enjoy the rest of the video. So silencers are a common attachment that is commonly seen throughout many shoot 'em up games. They offer you the advantage of sneaking around the maps and staying off radar and taking out people stealthily and quietly as possible. And they all have pros and cons to them, and depending on the different weapons, some of them are beneficial for some weapons and some aren't really beneficial. So if you're going to be using it for long distances and you're going to attach it to your silencer, then maybe it might cut off half the damage of that silenced sniper rifle compared to if you had if you didn't have an attachment to that sniper rifle. Or maybe it may cut off the damage of how much you would do up close to someone with the silencer attached compared to how much you would do without it. So in many ways it was balanced, and depending on the game, sometimes it was not so broken and other times it would be considerably too broken. Now in Titanfall 1 it was used by majority of players because it allowed you to stay off radar, and that basically means that it allowed you to gain more kill streaks and more rewards and build up your Titan meter much quicker without being spotted and alerted on the maps. So basically you'll be allowed to run around the map, kill as many AI or many pilots as possible, and many people wouldn't know where you'd be coming to. And although I can see it could be quite being a problem, considering that you won't know where all the action is or you don't know where many players are, it was kind of weird that in Titanfall 1 that was the case, but it was still quite easy to get someone because of the fact that the disadvantage to using a silencer is the fact that when you fire it at long distances, it's going to have less damage, so you won't be killing people at a much quicker rate compared to if you didn't have an attachment to it. And also in close range situations, there's always a chance that your damage is going to be cut off to half compared to someone that doesn't have an attachment to it. So in many ways, if somebody didn't have an attachment to their weapon, that didn't affect their damage, drop off, or their range, that person there will always have the advantage compared to someone using a silencer that only be lethal in close range, medium, and either if they get the first drop or at least finish the opponent off. Now when we move on to Titanfall 2, silencers are available in game, but not as you expect it to be. They're introduced as a secondary perk for secondary weapons, so mainly the pistols, but for the primary weapons they've been left out. Now I believe that they probably did this because of some of the classes that probably benefit from this. Now think about it this way: you have Able with Devotion and then attach a silencer to that. Not only would that become probably the most new and commonest meta in the game, that will probably stop many players from actually playing the game whatsoever, considering that that'd be quite broken. And then also if you want to combine it to it, maybe someone will probably use the Cloak class, using the R201 with a silencer, probably one of the most commonest type weapons. Add those two together and then they'll be allowed to go around the map and do as they please. And it's very annoying considering that these kind of factors have been introduced into game, and if we think about it even further, these are the problems that may cause from it. But I think that maybe it will be a good time to introduce this attachment back into the game. Now hear me out when I say this. The attachment, yes, it can be broken, but how about we allow it so that it really does affect your weapon. Now when I mean really does, I mean that it will have a very, very severe consequence to it if it's not used correctly. Because like I said previously before, many silencers in other type of games, basically how they're designed is that they'll half the damage of your weapon and they'll cut off the damage drop off from long distances. So instead of me killing someone so if I was using a G2 for example, instead of me killing someone within say 2 to 3 shots from longer distances, including if it was a headshot, using a silencer onto it, it may increase it to 4 to 5 shots. So I was thinking maybe if they introduce the silencer into the game, maybe make it so that all weapons affected by silencers are going to have a major damage drop off. So for example, if we're going to be using the Volt, now the Volt is already nerfed, and adding a silencer onto this weapon will probably make it a complete pea shooter that won't even be enough to generally kill somebody. But I think that if we add a silencer to it, and if it was reverted back to how it was pre-patch, to where it was actually a bit more lethal in close to medium ranges, then you will actually see the damage of how much or how badly it will be affected, to the point of where, although yes you'll be off the map, you wouldn't be able to drop people off quite quickly. So I think generally it'll be a great time to introduce it back, because this game really does need some new type of content. And although, like I said, they're going to have to try to think through with the attachments of how they're going to add it in and try to balance it out, this is probably one of the attachments that I find really strange, that from Titanfall 1, they never introduced it back into Titanfall 2. And like I said, although yes, there are problems with adding it into the game, as it may cause like a few problems, such as, you know, people creating killer combos that'll be too broken. As long as they make it so that the silencer shows how severe and major consequences that attaching it to your weapon are, not many players are going to be using it. In fact, I can see many players using it for mainly SMGs, you know, to get in up close to areas and to basically allow you to clear out big groups of people, but then also have to realize that if you're at longer distances, you won't be, you know, having a major drop off. So if I attach a silencer to my R97, my R97 is terrible at ranges unless I tap. Now, if I use it up close, in medium range situations, the weapon melts people completely. But like I said, the consequences to using silencer for my weapon is that longer distance engagements would be near impossible and would not be worth it. So that's one of the things I kind of wanted to cover in this video, as to why they should bring it back in Titanfall 1, or Titanfall 2 I mean, as it would be great to introduce a new attachment at least for weapons, maybe every once a month or every few months, and why it wouldn't be that bad. But like I said, as long as they put in some extra thoughts into it and to why they should add it in, maybe it could bring back some few players, and also give a lot of people some new ideas. But it shouldn't be that bad either way you look at it. So yeah, that's the end of the video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then leave a like for more. If not, then leave a dislike. Comment in the comment section if you want to state some other opinions that you want me to cover, or there's an opinion that you feel strongly about for a video game or Titanfall 2. And also share the video as well. Let's see if other people are interested in the video. Also, and lastly, do subscribe, as it really does help me out with my channel, and it really does help me out with growing my content out for those that enjoy this type of videos. So thank you all for watching, and I do hope to see you all again soon.